Hello again, it's me with the APS RAM shotgun again. I was requested by a member on the forum as to how the barrel comes off of this gun. So I'm just going to do a quick little tutorial of how to take the barrel off of this gun. It's quite simple. First off, at the very tip of the gun, fold this down. There's a little pin. I have mine pre-loosened, but unscrew it and move it forward for now. Just so, yeah. Now, right here, you're going to want to take your Allen key, which comes with the gun, and unscrew this. Be careful when you take the barrel off, because on the back side, this piece of metal is going to jump out and run away from you. So, go ahead and take that off. And watch, because they're two small pieces of metal, try not to lose them when you drop them. If you drop them. So take out your screw and set that aside. Take out your piece of metal and set that aside with your screw. And take your barrel and unscrew it. I have mine pre-loosened because I don't want to look like a jerk in the camera. So take this off and be careful of that piece of metal on the back there that you can see. I'm just going to have a finger on that when it comes off. And then again, be careful up here so this doesn't fall off. So now that this is off, take your piece of metal, set that aside, and take this and slide it up. And this will fall down and be all loose. Set that down. So that's the shotgun minus the barrel, and here's your barrel. Just for a quick size comparison, I have a Lucky 13 14-inch barrel, the same size as my shotgun, with the backs touching where the screw-in marks are. They're only about a 1/4 inch apart. And yes, this one will fit into the shotgun. So, it's the screw and the bore. It's actually honed out really nice for a stock barrel. I would not recommend changing it just because the finish matches perfectly, and it's a pretty good barrel, to be absolutely honest with you guys. Haven't had a single break in it, never had to clean it, so yeah, that's just from stock. And to put it back together, you're going to want to be very careful of that piece of metal. They are important as to which one's which. The one here goes on the front of the gun, I guess you could say. This one will go in first, and then you want to put this in before the barrel, otherwise you're never going to get it in. So just sit that right there. And try not to drop it. I'm just going to keep a finger on that this time, so now it won't fall out. And then you put your barrel back on through the front sight and screw it back on. It's important to screw it on all the way, otherwise you're going to have an air leak, because that O-ring is there for a reason. Now take this, your front sight riser, put the sight back up. If you have your sights dialed in absolutely perfectly, I'd recommend going back to the old wear marks of wherever they are. However, you're going to notice that this touches. You don't want that, because you'll slowly ruin this part of your gun. So just move that forward a little bit if you don't really care, or put it back to the exact spot it was. Tighten it up, but don't go too tight. Mine sits right about here. If your little piece of metal slid over, put it back. Put your front one back on. Your screw in there, finger tighten it a little bit. Take your Allen key, screw it back together. And make sure that's tight, because that's what keeps your barrel from wobbling. And then check it. Make sure it still cycles. That's a little ball pusher right there. There you go. And that's how you take the barrel on and off of your APS ram shotgun. Thanks, guys.